For thousands of years, humans have looked to the stars in search of life. But have we been looking in all the correct places? Over the last few decades, our searches have become more distant to further planets. But should we really have been looking in these places? Should we have been looking much closer to home? I'm going to take you on a journey now of my research over the last few years, what I've gathered from just looking here at Earth.
A UFO in China's skies forced Zhoushan Airport to stop operations on July 7th. Outbound flights were grounded after the unidentified flying object was detected by a flight crew. The incident has captured the attention of Chinese media. Theories about the UFO's identity are burning up on the internet as well. They include everything from a hidden U.S. bomber to an elaborate man-made hoax.
Some Chinese residents are on edge this morning after another apparent UFO sighting. It's the second one in 2 weeks. The first sighting was on July 7th, and an airport had to be shut down.
All right, that's a UFO if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, can you identify
That's undeniable.
The airport had to be shut down after people apparently saw twinkling lights above the airport terminal. 17 flights had to be diverted. The latest sighting happened just 2 days ago, and people say they saw 4 lantern-like objects forming a diamond shape in the air, hovering in the sky for over an hour. An aviation expert said
they were all in a stupor, just crowded together, looking into the sky.
Well, a lot of people are looking up. It's because of a mystery in the sky. Is it a balloon, a UFO? Whatever it is, it sure has a lot of people talking. Eyewitness News reporter Jeff Begase is live in Chelsea where crowds have gathered. Jeff, what's this all about?
Well, Sade, we don't know.
Here's a small amount of footage I have managed to capture over the last few years of this amazing phenomena we've now come to call anomalies. Please watch how the objects have this amazing aura or energy that seems to be released from them. It's very fascinating to watch. Keep an open mind and watch how they repeat the same patterns over and over again. It really is odd. They seem to be using a form of mimicry to go unnoticed. Some people, that's absolutely ludicrous that it could be doing this, and I'll be going into depth with more of an explanation after this video to show you all that it is possible, because humans are doing it at the moment, and there's life in the ocean, the mimicry octopus, that can use a form of mimicry to go unnoticed. So none of this is ludicrous. We just need to keep an open mind, and please keep watching.
It's just so far up my street, I can't tell you. These are so exciting. I would have thought that this is something that is going to take months to get ready, not purely to build them, but also to figure out how, with each of the animals that you look at, you fool them into believing that they're real.
Yes, that's quite good. It must be quite nerve-wracking then if you painstakingly build these robots and it takes years, and like I said, to film this, to actually unleash them into the world for the first time. So you don't know whether they're gonna work, whether they're gonna be destroyed, whether they're gonna be accepted.
It's all of the above. It's absolutely terrifying, and because we work so closely with the model makers who build these, you've gone through every single painful moment with them and things. Then you finally go out there to deploy them, and it's like deploying your own children almost. It's terrifying.
Let's watch. They, as you said, a little initially wary, but then really incorporated into the group.
Absolutely. There was a lot of effort that went into the orangutan. Lots of facial expression, lip movement, pouting was very important,
Absolutely,
wasn't it? And the pouting basically is non-aggressive. and that helped to sort of have a more relaxed sort of acceptance.
Unknown until it was spotted, first by fishermen off the coast of Indonesia in the 1990s. It looked like an octopus, but it could morph its shape in an instant to appear as seemingly any animal around it. At first, no one had any idea what it was.
The first time I saw it, I just was blown away. You couldn't get a more spectacular animal. It really is the pinnacle of wizardry.
Biologist Mark Norman was the first scientist to study this seemingly shapeless creature. He named it the mimic octopus.
The mimic octopus makes itself look like a living, moving animal, so it pulls all its arms around behind its body and swims along like a poisonous flatfish called a banded sole. In other cases, if it's getting attacked, it puts 6 arms down a hole and raises the other 2 arms to look like a poisonous sea snake that has bands along its body. If that's not enough, it'll swim along looking like a poisonous lionfish with these banded arms looking like the banded spines that come off these very deadly fish.
So far, 15 separate species are known to be in the mimic octopus act, and Norman is not always sure exactly what the mimic is doing. He observed this mimic scuttling along the sea bottom, looking something like a furry turkey with human legs.
Sometimes it's hard when you watch a mimic octopus doing what it does to interpret what's going on. It's a bit like looking at ink spots in a psychiatrist's office going, I don't know what it is, it could be a piano, it could be a fridge. So you get 3 or 4 divers together and you'll argue all night trying to work out what we think it was mimicking.
Where did nature's greatest actor come from?
Now I have showed the explanation to what I believe these objects in the atmosphere are doing, we will go through some more footage that I have managed to record over the last few years. Please pay attention to detail, keep an open mind, and try to see what these objects are trying to trick you. Now that we know that life in the atmosphere really does exist, we can take a visit out of the atmosphere into space, and we can see the overwhelming evidence from the NASA sightings that up there it's just an ocean teeming with life.
We think on the middle of the screen, way to the left-hand side. We think you can see a flashing light just a little bit to the left of the center of the screen, very faint.
Now we should not be talking about the search for life we should all be out and contributing and trying to find it ourselves and document this phenomena by simple methods, using a mirror signal like you see in the video. You can use an IR, which is infrared, which records past our eyes' light spectrum. You can see evidence here of them being recorded, and they can't be spotted with the naked eye because they're moving beyond our eyes' light spectrum. And the overwhelming evidence you will see here now of there's hundreds and hundreds of people who've documented this phenomena. Too many to post, but here's just this few small bits of footage that I have managed to gather to show you all that the truth is there, but the truth will not fall on your lap. You have to go out and contribute. Don't be waiting around for someone to tell you something's real. You need to go out yourselves. Go out, witness it. The eyes do not lie, and you will never need anyone to tell you the truth.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.